Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome back, us, bringing to you this wonderful Wednesday.
Ooh, I like
A dose
that.
of-
Oh, there's that weird thing it likes to do.
I know, but then it went back. It's been so long since we've been on here.
I know.
I know. My hair is wet, guys. My apologies.
Oh, mine's just, not done.
I think she looks fabulous.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, yes. Anyway, so we have not come to you in quite some time, I would say. 17 long years to tell you about what's going on with Easton Ivy and ourselves personally, because it's so much.
All the things.
Yeah, we'll start with Jen. What's the most interesting thing happening in your life that they don't know about?
I mean, I don't know if it's the most interesting thing, but it's kind of exciting. I'm having my IFBB Pro Bikini debut in 8 weeks.
It's true. So she's been in prep for 3 weeks now?
I wish, no, this is a 15-week prep we're doing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so for 7 weeks.
So it seems like just yesterday.
It does feel like it's been quick though.
It's true.
Probably because I've been a total B.
Calories are up. Yeah, so those of you who don't know, Jen won her IFBB Pro card, which is International Federation of Bodybuilders Pro card last year, and she did not think she was going to do her pro debut during 2022, but her body is transforming so fast, she's going to do it.
I mean, I don't know about all that.
It's true. She looks amazing.
We spent the year, thank you. We spent the year building, so we'll see what's underneath here in 8 weeks.
Very exciting.
So yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, her show is in Alexandria. For those of you who want to go, I'm sure she will tell you all about it. Reach out.
That's sweet. What I will do is just do a generic, the link will be in my bio, and then you guys can go there, because the number of people that reach out like, oh, what time is it at? Oh, where is it? Oh, how much? Literally everything is on the website, and I still sell real estate full time, so like that's where my focus is. It's not sending special invitations to the world.
It's true. So I take that back. Don't reach out directly to her. Stay updated on her Facebook page or her Instagram, and you will have that information.
Love that.
And it's true.
What about you? Most interesting. Oh gosh, narrow it down to one.
I know one thing. So I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've been dark on the socials for a little bit because I am on a 2-week journey it's 2 weeks at a time. I've actually got 3 of these bad boys. But a 2-week journey at the moment of fasting from the things that take my time and fasting from food. So I don't know if you guys remember, but whenever I don't know if
it sounds ridiculous when you say that.
I know.
Fasting from things that take my time and fasting from food.
And fasting from food.
Great. So what do you do, Nicole?
Right. So what do you do? I don't know if you guys remember about a month and a half ago now, I did a climb in Utah with some friends preparing us for 29029, which is at the end of September in Canada at Whistler. And so the determination that I came to is that I needed to lose a significant amount of weight in order for my knees to be able to carry me up this mountain for 29,000 feet of elevation. So that started.
Is that why it's called 2902?
Yeah, 29029. It's because that is the elevation of Mount Everest, and so every mountain that they post this at, you're climbing it enough times to be able to gain that much elevation within 36 hours. So it's an endurance event, and I used to do endurance events a while ago. So I was doing Spartans and Tough Mudders and things like that, and it was a lot of fun. And so this one, my best friend Grace, she was just like, "Hey, you should do this with us." So Will and I were like, "Oh, sure, why not?" We didn't realize how much endurance it would take, or how much it hurts your knees and body. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Anyway, so I am 30 pounds down from that initial time where I said I needed to lose the weight. And the journey that I decided to go on was fasting for 2 weeks. We've got, I think, 13 of us doing this with a group out of a coach out of Dubai. And so we've been, it's basically rolling 72s of 72 hours no food, 72 hours, and then you refeed, 72 hours no food, refeed, 72 hours no food, refeed, and then 96. So right now we're starting the 96. And of this last 2 weeks, I'm 13 pounds down, which is not just water weight, because we've been doing in-body scans to see exactly how much fat loss and monitoring blood and seeing exactly where we sit. So it's a really interesting journey. I've been fasting for a long time, but this is the first time that I've ever actually been monitoring it to this level and taking the supplements and watching the macros during the refeed and all that. So the body being a machine is quite fascinating. And then I'm also in an XMBA program with one of our partners, Chris, and we did a time study last month for the program, and I realized I spent entirely too much time on social media. So I deleted all the apps off my phone and only allow myself basically 1 hour a week to check it on my computer, and it's been pretty incredible. My happiness levels have gone through the roof. Yeah, as much as I love all of you guys, it is, next thing you know, it's like you open it and it's like it's a time suck where, you don't even know where you went. So, yeah.
These things are distractions.
It's true.
Phones, the watches, everything.
Phones, watches, all that. I ended up turning all my notifications off on my watch too because it just got to be too much. So it's very set, structured times of when I check emails and text messages as to be able to focus appropriately. Yeah, so
it's huge.
So that's fun for the life update. But what's going on with business? Like, I think the last time we talked to you it was still a crazy market, and so there's probably a lot to talk about with that.
Yeah. I mean, in a nutshell, if you can afford to buy a house. But I mean, rates are up. We know that. Days on market has increased, so properties are taking normal lengths of time.
And what is a normal? Right. What is a normal length of time, Jen?
31 to 45 days.
31 to 45 days.
Long gone are the 3 to 5 days, or 0 to 48 hours.
That's true.
I mean, unless it's incredibly priced under market value, which is a lot of what we're doing, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But pricing under market so that you still attract the traffic and, get the buyers interested and excited and ready to pull the trigger still. But it feels normal. I mean,
this is the market that we came into, where it was, people keep asking, is it a buyer's market, is it a seller's market? Well, it's not really either, because it's a balanced market is what it is. So that means we have equal buyers and sellers out there, and so it's just taking a little bit of time. Remember that a long time ago, it was nothing for your house to sit on the market for 6 months.
Right.
That's not the case now. We're still looking at that 30 to 45 days, but we have to make sure that we price appropriately. Pricing is a very interesting thing right now, because even though the comps can say that, you've got strong comps at, we'll say like 5-10. Well, the traffic says that you don't, because we've only got, 6 showings in 30 days, or 3 showings in 2 weeks, things like that. So you have to be able to look and adjust, because even though during the COVID market prices were so inflated that it's hard to make a judgment call, because that's what the pricing is that we're going off of. So I don't know, for me, we're looking at not pre-COVID pricing because that's still too long ago, but we're just having to feel it out and asking for grace, because it's not a science. It's we've also got appraisals coming back low now, which is, that wasn't happening during COVID either, because it was almost like the appraisers were pencil whipping things. No shade to any of you appraisers out there during the time, but now, like this week alone, we've had 3 come back low.
Jeez.
Yeah, and one came back significantly low, and we ended up having to change lenders. And then.
But why, when the comps are still high?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
If any of you got answers,
crazy.
Would love to know, because I don't know the answer to that.
Because where my mind would go as a buyer is, okay, great, so we can secure a contract under market value. There are different loan programs right now where you can get subsidy from the seller, work it into your purchase price, and pay down your rate. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. If comps are at 500, let's say, list price is 475, let's bump price a little bit to not exceed the 500, but bump price a little bit to get some subsidy back, pay down the rate a little bit, and it would still appraise. Knock on wood in the perfect world, right?
Right.
But that's a little concerning to see.
Yeah.
Appraisals.
That's the conversation that we just have with sellers. It's like, if we have strong comps at some, because we always prepare, whenever we're doing listings, we prepare the comp package for the appraisal, we prepare the upgrade list, and we provide that to them. We just can't control what they're going to do. Don't say that. I don't say that to scare you. I just tell you that just to prepare you for what's going on in the market.
Yeah. I mean, an appraisal, at the end of the day, it's like an a-hole. Everybody's got one. It's an opinion. It's a professional, professional, hopefully experienced professional.
Right. At the end of the day, a house is worth what the person is willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
Or the public is willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So.
You hear that, appraisers?
Just kidding. Oh, man. Yeah. So it's interesting. Having the conversations with sellers about just like trying to set expectations right now has been an interesting time, because it's like they are still used to the COVID market of like all their friends are telling them, oh, my house, I got to put a sign in my yard, I didn't have to put it on the MLS. We had multiple offers and all that. About 2 months ago in the DMV area, that's whenever that changed for us. And it was gradually and then all at once. And if you look at data, it shows like 4,000 in the area, 4,000 homes on the market, and then 15,000 homes on the market basically over a 2-week period. So it's just like it grew exponentially very fast. So yeah, it's still a good time to buy or sell, because especially buy. I mean, we got a notice yesterday from one of our lenders saying that the rates have taken a significant increase, which was very exciting. And we watch this stuff every day, so it's not meant to scare you right now. I think
increase or decrease?
No, well, it was a decrease in the rate. So it's in the 5s again.
Yes.
The lower 5s.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's an improvement. So if I
yes. Okay. Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
Yeah. So it's an improvement of where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking the buyer out tomorrow. We're super excited. She's so stinking cute. And we are well under her comfort zone. And this baby's been sitting for 19 days.
Oh boy, maybe you'll have a chance.
I told her, I was like, okay, now we still gotta go like ASAP though.
Well, Will had an interesting call this morning. So we're working with an out-of-town buyer right now, and she's in California. She found one online, absolutely loved it. It's been sitting for 35 days, I think, 35 or 40 days. It's listed by a internet brokerage, Orchard. And so whenever Will was trying to
I'm sorry, did I just roll my eyes?
Will was trying to reach out to the listing agent. Of course, they don't respond in a reasonable time frame.
Forget it.
And anyway, it turns out she did respond this morning and said, oh, we have 3 offers. So then that begs the question of, you've been sitting for how long?
Take a temp off then.
Right, and you have multiple offers. How long have you had the offers? Are you sitting on them? Is this your tactic? My experience working with these internet-based brokerages like this, I can't figure out what their
MO.
Yeah, what their MO is, like what they're actually trying to do. So it makes it difficult to serve our clients when working with these folks.
Yeah.
So
that's super frustrating for sure. I had that, and it wasn't an internet brokerage. It was a discount brokerage, but I had that experience with a discount brokerage on a listing. Literally same thing, had multiple offers. They were holding an open house. They'd been on for 14 days, but apparently had all these offers, but it was Monday and they were still going to wait till the weekend to do an open house. I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you actually doing?
They ended up going under contract, well over list. That fell through for whatever reason. Back on the market, back to open houses. I'm like,
right.
What happened to the 5 offers that you had?
Right.
You couldn't go back to any of those?
Buying a house is an emotional experience. And so whenever you start jacking buyers around right there, that's the part that just doesn't make any sense to me, is because there's emotions tied to this. This is not just an emotionless investment game. So if you do that, then you end up pissing off the buyer, and they a lot of the times will just walk away because they feel like they've been slighted or it doesn't feel good to them, and they take that as a sign not to buy the house. This happens more times than not. So I can't quite understand the rationale behind that.
Well, and then as a professional,
yeah, for sure.
Not all realtors are created equal. Not all brokerages are created equal. Fact. We will forever preach that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, but it's good times. I mean, at the end of the day, business is still good. We're still very fortunate, very blessed to have an incredible network of past clients, family, friends, who continue to refer us phenomenal clients.
Yeah, it's true.
As long as you got a little patience, and you love us, and you like hanging out with us a little bit longer than maybe your friends told you would.
All right, it's like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to deal with this for 90 days now.
Right. Yeah, and then listing agreements too. I mean, we used to just do. I mean, it fluctuates, but 90-day was like a safe listing agreement to do. We're doing 6 months now.
Right, with how much exactly with how much time and effort that we put into our listings. 6 months is reasonable.
Yeah.
So all of that is negotiable, of course, depending on the situation.
Sure.
Man, but that is pretty much what we're doing right now. Yeah.
What else is going on in these streets?
Well, if you're interested in getting a license, like if you're interested in exploring real estate, as the market shifts, and we are expected to do a shift, and it's going to go into more of a, how do I say this? You actually have to work and lead generate and actually do your job. You can't just get a license and expect that you're going to be able to sell real estate. So we have systems and models and everything to follow. Our partnership with Place has been really incredible because it's offered us the opportunity to really dial into the processes of lead generation and helping our agents thrive. And so if you're looking to get a license and you're looking for a team, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Yeah, I mean, we are getting a lot of seller leads, a lot of buyer leads. Obviously, we farm Belmont, which is our community that we love, and do some other things, referrals, rentals. We do it all, baby.
Best advice for somebody interested in getting in the business?
Oh, man. Best advice for somebody who wants to get in the business. Talk to a lot of people and try to manage your expectations up front. Talk to somebody who's a full-time agent, not somebody's mom who, not somebody's mom, but somebody's like kid who got a license and they also have a full-time job and are not doing big business as a second job. I think it's very, very hard for people to make this a second career because there's so much knowledge and it's changing so fast and you have to pay attention to what's going on in the market. So managing your expectations because it's a very expensive hobby to have.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to do the work, nobody can want it more than you want it. So,
on mine, I think to piggyback on that, not following the shiny object, right? Not chasing the shiny object. Because I know a few people that have recently got into real estate and they're reaching out like, I'm having a hard time, finding leads and building my business, this, that, and third. Go back to the basics, man.
What is your system? If you're not lead generating for a minimum of 2 to 3 hours a day in this market, you're not going to find anything. You can't just expect that somebody is going to call you, like your aunt's going to call you and be like, hey, I want to sell my house. Because the reality is your aunt knows 12 realtors, and why would she trust you, her niece or nephew, that's been in the real estate game and isn't their full-time career, they're brand new, over somebody that they know who's been selling real estate for 30 years and has a proven track record of exactly what they're going to do. So things don't just fall in your lap. Sometimes they do. I mean, sometimes they do, but usually you have to earn that for it to be able to fall.
On that. Yeah. I'm telling you, open houses. I mean, we each had, all of us on the team, we all had our own, focus of how to generate business when we first got licensed. And for me, it was open houses and what we had was desk duty at the brokerage that we started with, and that was literally just sitting at a front desk of an office for 3 hours multiple times a week waiting for somebody to walk in, but not just sitting there waiting like
waiting for
the door open. No, still doing productive activities, making those cold calls, which is kind of weird, but cold calls even being like just to your sphere,
Yeah, I mean, it's a bizarre thing to look at, but 40% of our clients are people that we don't know, that they're not sphere based. It's either leads coming in off of our signs, leads coming in off of our mailing activities for our community, and then we have Brivity as well, which is our CRM, and things coming in that way, and just building a relationship over time. Those are a little bit slower to materialize, but at the end of the day, I used to say, real estate is not a sales business. It's a relationship business, which it is, but it's also 100% a sales business. If you actually want to make this a career and make this a very lucrative career, which it can be, and fulfilling career as well. I was interviewing a candidate last night for our ops position, and she was so cute because she asked me, I haven't had a candidate ask me this yet, which is, what do you enjoy about the job? And I was like, oh, I love this question. I was like, I love everything about it. I love that we get to change people's lives and that we get to help them grow wealth, and we get to, get invited to their kids' birthday parties and see what they do with their house afterwards. And, your house is a nest. And so it's like there's the emotions behind that, but there's also very much the monetary decision-making behind that of what this is going to do for your family's future. So, I love everything about real estate.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah. She was great, man. She was great.
It's a good time to be alive.
It's a good time to be alive.
It really is. Like, even with all the chaos in the world, and it feels like a little bit less of a dumpster fire than some of the recent episodes that we've done here. We're like, the world is on fire, everything is terrible. Like, no, it's just the way the world goes.
It's
there are ups and downs, and life is gonna throw stuff at you, and just success is on the other side of it. Just keep
depends on
through.
what you do with it. Yeah. How we show up in stressful situations is, I don't know what I was going to say to that, but
I'm nodding like, yeah. Unfinished statement, but I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
Well, I saw where I was going with it too, and I just, it's like a freaking bird. It just flew out of my head.
So what I love most about life right now is Nicole is basically on prep also. With this whole fasting situation. Like on Monday, we spent a few hours just like mentally powering down and just complete mental stillness on the boat for a couple hours in the evening, and I was just tickled pink because I was like, wow, somebody's got less energy than me.
I was walking down the road to the boat. So we live in a neighborhood that has a marina, and we have a boat club membership with Freedom Boat Club. Shout out to Freedom, they're awesome. But anyways, and so I had my noodles in my arm, but I also had just got done with a 2.5 mile sweaty walk, which is basically just a fast walk in the middle of the heat.
On a 95-degree weather day, and it felt like 103.
It felt like 108.
And she was fasting from liquids.
It's true. So I was on a dry fast as well.
Safe.
I know, that's great. So by the time that I got out of my house, I'm literally dragging my pool noodles on the ground, not even caring if it ripped the bag. And Jen's
and we know how light noodles are.
No, well, yes, but
these were like
they're thick
thicker,
pool, the thick noodles that you get
in a normal state, it wouldn't have been an issue to carry.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because we carry it all the time. But this time, I was me and my 3 noodles. We were just walking down the road and dragging the bag, and I'm putting along.
Just the plastic dragging along the concrete. It was amazing.
Oh man.
Oh, I was like, you understand, you get it.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Oh, Q says,
oh,
good morning, long time. Hi, Q.
Oh, Q Stone Tower looked beautiful. This past weekend that she was there with the family.
I think so. I haven't been out there since my birthday, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Last year, whenever it was. It was good.
Yeah. I still have my membership there. I don't know why. I'm just collecting wine bottles with dust. But I got all sorts of, get a free pour.
Uh-huh.
Because every time you pick up your wine subscription, they give you 2 free pour cards.
Oh, fancy pants. You know what's funny? I was like, Jen is a member of Stone Tower, and she's a member of Bottle Stop. And ask her how much wine she actually drinks.
I couldn't tell you when the last time I had a glass of wine, honestly. Because it hasn't been since I've been in this prep. And then before that, we did a couple crazy Taco Tuesdays when I was drinking wine and margaritas then. But other than that, I haven't opened a bottle of wine at home in I don't know how long.
Well, I know. That's the crazy part, because we're also members of Wine Club, and I'm like, we have so much wine. And I haven't drank wine in 4 months since I left Portland, I think. Yeah. Or whenever I started my fast, because I realized that my body doesn't agree with wine. I get weird and my face flushes and I don't feel good, and it causes weird things to happen. So I started drinking tequila.
Yum.
Yeah, because tequila is better for your liver, believe it or not. Reposado specifically. But
everything in
moderation.
Yeah, thank you.
For sure. Yeah. I also have stopped drinking, obviously with this whole fast thing. And I'll tell you, your mind gets so clear. I almost feel like I'm on a daily high in the best way possible, because you don't have anything to mess with you, or mess with your cognition, mess with anything. So huge fan of what I'm doing. If you're interested, I will tell you all about it. So message. Well, you gotta text me, because I don't really. I'm not on the Facebook.
Don't send her a DM or Facebook Messenger unless you're okay with the Facebook message getting responded to in 1 hour, a very particular hour, once a day.
Right. Well, that's not once a day. It's once a week. Yeah. I'm on there once a week. And it's funny because occasionally whenever I sit down, I'll find myself going to it, and then I'll see that a couple of stories, and I'll click, and then I'll go through, and I'm like, what am I doing? And then I'll forget it, and then I'll close it. So yeah, it's interesting how that happens.
Yeah. The days that I allow myself to open any alerts before I do my workout, I find that I am super irritable.
Yeah.
Super irritable.
Well, that's what in general I would notice, because I used to open whenever I would wake up in the morning, and then the first thing I would do is pick up my phone and start checking emails, and then check Facebook, and then check text messages, and I would get so mad. I was like, this is not the way to start your day.
Yeah.
Well,
you you're starting your day like giving so much of yourself already, and what have you done for yourself to start, right? Like what self-care have you done? That's where my mind goes with it. At least I'm like, no, I'm gonna take these first 4 hours every day for myself. That sounds like a long period of time, but reality
it's really not, because she also gets up at 5 a.m. so
yeah, so like 5 to, and now because I'm doing 40 minutes of cardio, I'll start doing texts and work emails over cardio, because that's a significant portion of time that I can just focus on that and not do it behind the wheel.
Solid.
Safety first. But yeah, first like 3 to 4 hours every day, it's my time. And I'll open like when I'm on my way to the gym or getting ready to start cardio, like I'll open Insta, but I won't reply to people's messages. That's the difference. It's like I can look at stuff, but once I start giving a piece of me, that's when I'm like, it's weird. But the things you learn about yourself when you create routines and rituals.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, Al said, howdy, ladies. Deloria said, hey, beauties. And Emily says, hi, pretty ladies.
Hi,
great.
world.
Hi, world. This is great. Oh, anyways, friends. Well, we're going to get off here because we have a team meeting to get to. But if you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell real estate, give us a call. And if you are yourself looking to get into the real estate industry, or you're not happy where you are, give me a call. Let's have a chat.
Yeah.
All right. We love you. Have a great day. Bye.